Start winning at the races with Daily Racing Form's new mobile pass performances, featuring exclusive buyer speed figures and expert analysis and selections. Go to drf.com/best and get the power of DRF in the palm of your hand. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 8 at Belmont Park on Belmont Stakes Saturday. Well, it's for the fillies. The Grade 1 Acorn 3-year-old fillies going a one-turn mile. Let's take a look at this field. I want to remind everybody, head on over to shop.drf.com/Belmont. DRF expert betting strategies for Belmont Stakes Day. Picks and analysis from Mike and David Aragona. Betting strategies, exactas, wins, pick threes, pick fours, and lots more actual tickets you can play on Belmont Stakes Day. The Acorn has Gamine, even money on the morning line. It's Bob Baffert who has dominated these Belmont Stakes Days in the past. Gamine gets the stakes test for the first time, but boy, she has looked good in her short career.
Yeah, she really has run well in both of her starts so far, and she's fastest on the way in. And I actually feel like the cutback here, Dan, to the one-turn mile could really help this horse.
I agree. $1.8 million 2-year-old in training purchase. Gamine debuted going 6.5 at Santa Anita, blew him out of the water. And last time out at Oakland, she gave a good performance. We look at the Timeform US pace projector, and thus far she is yet to be headed from 2 lifetime starts. Timeform US believes that she'll make the lead. I wonder how easy they're going to make it for her. Lucrezia's got a little bit of speed. Casual's got a little bit of speed. Do you see a situation where maybe one of these horses decides to test Gamine early?
I would like to think that could happen, if only because, the more competitive racing you have, the better. It doesn't seem like anybody really rides that way. I'd kind of be surprised if they really went after her too hard early in this race. We'll see what happens if they do, though. Again, she's got a lot of natural speed. So, it feels like, she's in a position where she could really make the front pretty easily.
So she was brilliant in her sprint debut, and then at Oakland, she just opened up a lead going 2 turns for the first time, and then she showed a lot of heart. Let's watch the stretch run. It looked like Gamine was in deep, deep water at 3 to 5 in mid-stretch. Speech is going to make a run to Gamine's outside, and Gamine, to her credit, really digs down deep and refuses to lose the gallop out. The race just was fast. A 98 buyer, faster than older optional claiming horses ran on that day. Listen, if she runs this number, she's going to be tough to beat. You got to give her credit for winning this one. That speech really made her run.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, it looks, when you watch the replay, obviously, it looks like she was pretty desperate at the end there. But ultimately, she dug in there and turned that horse away at the end. And as you already mentioned, it was faster than Endorsed had run when he won earlier on the card. It was faster than Moretti had won when he came back and won one race after Gamine. So, I mean, she, went faster than a couple of really nice older stakes quality horses.
Lucrezia, the number 2, is a multiple stakes winner, and she got a nice ride last time out in the Gulfstream Oaks. It was one of those weird races where nobody wanted the lead, and Swiss Skydiver took it. Lucrezia sat right off her hip, and they ran 1-2 all the way around the track. And I think right after that race, we were saying, boy, how good was that race? Those horses just benefited from a candy pace situation. Well, Swiss Skydivers bounced out of that race to win the Fantasy with a 99 buyer, the Santa Anita Oaks with a 95 buyer, and all of a sudden she might be the best 3-year-old filly in the country. Lucrezia's performance looks a lot better now.
It certainly does when you compare it to Swiss Skydiver, who, you're right, has actually turned out to be very good. And so we'll see if Lucrezia can sort of confirm that form as well. She's done absolutely nothing wrong in her career, Dan. She's good on turf, she's good on dirt, she's good going long, and she's good sprinting. So, you don't feel like the one-turn mile hurts her at all. I just wonder what kind of trip she gets in here. If she has to chase Gamine, I don't know how well that's going to work out for her.
That's really sort of the cat and mouse game, I think, between the 2 Lucrezia, the 4 Casual. Who's going to be taking up that tracking trip? Because I'm not sure that's the trip you want. They'll have to expend a lot of energy getting to Gamine. And if they do so and then put Gamine away, they'd have to hold off the other closers. One of those closers, the 3 Water White. Let's watch your upset win in the Busher Invitational, going the one-turn mile back on March the 7th. She got a setup in this race. There was a very fast pace. Kansas Kiss, another long shot, just made an early move and opened up a big lead. And Water White somehow, it looks like there's no way she can win at this point. Somehow she's going to get up to win this race. I think what was most notable about this race wasn't that Water White, a very likable horse, won, but that the odds-on favorite just didn't show up at all.
Yeah, that was one of the things I think you want to consider. Lake Avenue, that horse that's finishing second right there, actually, Kansas Kiss, took the race to Lake Avenue early, and Lake Avenue was not up for it. Kansas Kiss ran great. And Water Right, maybe she took advantage a little bit to run that horse down, but she still ran well. And you know what, Dan? Overall, she's a little slow. But she was actually underrated as a 2-year-old. She ran well in a lot of difficult spots. She obviously has to improve to be a factor in here, but I don't see why she can't do that.
The number 4 Casual has a beautiful pedigree, and you think it's a pedigree that's going to do well going a 1-turn mile. She gets stamina from curling. The Damn Lady Tack won the test and the Prioress sprinting. 1-turn mile should hit Casual right between the eyes, and I like that Steve Asmussen has moved forward incrementally from a distance standpoint. Maiden win with a 90 buyer going 3/4 of a mile at Oaklawn. Now winners of one other win at Churchill Downs going 7/8 of a mile, 90 buyer speed figure. I think she's still learning, but there's pedigree and there's a lot of natural talent.
Right. I mean, all those things are true here. We'll see what happens now when they test her for the first time. I won't be surprised if she's up for it, Dan. More than anything else, I've just sort of been struck by how, sort of polished and professional she has been in her 2 races and their career debut, especially. She just rated very kindly, came through a tight hole in the stretch, and won very convincingly last time. They used her speed a little bit more, won easily again. She looks like a real quality filly. She is going to have to improve, though, to beat Gamine in this spot.
Danny Gargan did well off the claim with Tax a year or 2 ago, and he's got glass ceilings, now won 3 out of her last 4 starts, 2 in a row, including this off-the-turf race on May the 16th at Gulfstream Park. And nice ride by Arad Ortiz. He knew he was on the best filly, put her right on the lead, and she's going to extend to an 80 buyer speed figure. Career best for glass ceiling. She's versatile. She can sit off the pace. She can go to the lead, but this is a big class test for a horse that was taken for only $40,000.
Yeah, that's true. 2 for her last 2 for Gargan. We'll see if she classes up in this race. If nothing else, she's got to get a lot faster.
Pleasant Orb, the number 6, is a little bit slow on paper. She won 2 starts back going a 1-turn mile with a 74 buyer. I like the way she did it. Then in the Hollywood Wildcat last time out, let's take a look at that race. Tonalist Shape, the winner of that race, is one of the more accomplished 3-year-old fillies in the country. Pleasant Orb caught a wet track, was going 2 turns for the first time. I thought she ran okay to be third. She ran into a little bit of a switch on the turn. To me, though, I just wonder if this is the kind of filly that's going to really improve as the distances get longer down the road. Her dam, of course, won the Breeders' Cup Distaff by open lengths, and Orb won the Derby.
Yeah, she does have a really nice pedigree to go longer. We'll see. She obviously has to improve, Dan. I thought her maiden win 2 back was just sort of more game than anything else. She ran fine in there, but it didn't, blow me away. Last time, no match for Tonalist Shape. And listen, I'm as big a Tonalist Shape fan as there is, but she's facing a couple of better horses in there.
Perfect Alibi completes the field. She won the Grade 1 Spinaway last year as a 2-year-old, then second behind eventual champion British Idiom in the Alcibiades. She ran okay in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. I think the one knock, if there was a knock against Perfect Alibi, was that she was a big, stout, professional, early 2-year-old that didn't seem to get much faster as she progressed into the fall. And she's going to have to get faster as a 3-year-old against some of these more lightly raced horses.
Yeah, that is a knock on her a little bit, I think. And I don't want to, take anything away from what she did as a 2-year-old, because she was a good 2-year-old, a Grade 1 win and a Grade 2 win. And I like the fact that she's very handy, Dan. If you doubt, how gutsy she is too, go back and watch the Spinaway and see her force her way through where there really was no hole to win that race. I mean, she was a good 2-year-old. She just wasn't that fast.
And she ran into good competition in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. The now retired Bast, the 3rd-place finisher, came back to win the Starlet. 89 buyer, Santa Ynez, 87 buyer. Perfect Alibi. If someone goes after Gamine early, she might be the one rolling late, despite returning off a layoff. Top pick time for the Grade 1 Acorn. We looked around, folks. We at least looked around. I couldn't get past Gamine. I think she's the most likely winner in here, and I think Casual is the second choice, the most likely horse to complete the exacta. We have the same exacta 1-4.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really interesting I have to add to that, Dan. It just feels like Gamine is way the horse to be in here. I took a long look at Casual. I like her as a horse. She's the second choice. I think she's the second most likely winner.
Remember to sign up to DRF Bets and take advantage of the great opportunities to double your first deposit up to $250 at drf.com/bet. The Grade 1 Acorn, race number 8 at Belmont Park on Belmont Stakes Saturday, has an approximate post time of 4:15 Eastern. Good luck.